but I know the DJ.
Do you?
Welcome to episode 16 of But I Know the DJ, a podcast discussing all things DJing, music, nightlife, business, and pop culture through the unfiltered opinions of host Snacks, a.k.a. Office Snacks, powered by Dope Entertainment and our sponsor, Anchor. First, I'd like to shout out our Black-owned business of the week, Hair Me Out Studios, a hair salon in Boston specializing in natural hair care, massage therapy, and more. Please be sure to check them out on Instagram @_hairmeout or pull up on them at 637 Cummins Highway, Mattapan, Mass. Definitely check them out. And now I'd like to introduce our guest, 2019 Boston Music Awards DJ of the Year, the man behind Silk R&B Party, a husband, a father, a DJ's DJ, my friend DJ Real P.
Yeah.
Welcome, buddy. Welcome back.
Clap for me.
Yeah,
Clap
welcome
me.
back. Technically, you were originally supposed to be our first DJ guest
Was
ever
I?
on the show. Yeah, originally,
Wow.
because we
You hated on me, Snacks.
we were back here 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean, with the original recording, and then as you know, as DJs know, tech and audio can
Shit happens.
backfire on us. The recording shit the bed, and we couldn't put it out, unfortunately. And
It works out.
You were kind enough. Here we are, months later.
It works out. My hair grew, so like in the pictures, I look good now. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm glad to have you back, and it's good. I mean, I think it's been long enough where we kind of forget what we even spoke about that first time, and new stuff has happened.
We just here to talk.
And you know, now we're almost a year into the pandemic. At that time, we were probably 8 months. 8-9 months, and it was still a lot of hope at that time. Now we have a different kind of hope with the vaccine that's out now. You being, you know, like you coming off of your DJ of the Year run, I remember when I was initially asking you about it a few months ago, you were like, I didn't even get to enjoy
And get
having
to flex that muscle.
Didn't get to flex the muscle because you know, you win at the end of 2019 to flex
December.
all of 2020. 2020's gone.
Come February, it's like nope.
Nope. So, and so, you know, you coming up, and at that time, Silk R&B Party popping off, like things were just going really, really great, and then it goes to obviously nothing. You know, how's that been? How have you been adjusting, and kind of what has been the last almost year been like for DJ Real P?
Yeah. I mean, I think I've been adjusting fine. I mean, granted that, you know, not working every fucking weekend and every week how we used to. But I'm breathing, man. I'm an optimist, so I like to look at it that way. I'm staying busy on the front in terms of like live streams and my show Sundays of for Soul on Spark FM. So I'm trying to stay diving into that. I feel like I've been taking this whole year to like learn my music all over again. You know, I've always been a music lover, but really diving in and understanding like some music theory and understanding like, you know, where artists have been and all of this shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm becoming more of a student. I was a student before, but I'm a scholar now type shit.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, like you were saying in the beginning, you were doing the IG live streams and doing really well, like catching a good consistent vibe on Sundays with Sundays Are for Soul. And, you know, I would pop in here and there, and there is always, as far as Instagram Live goes, a good crowd.
It was a community that came every Sunday.
Yeah, and that was the beautiful thing that I really enjoyed about streaming and just seeing kind of those familiar faces and everything. But the cool thing about you is you're able to take that concept and now what you're doing now with Spark FM Radio. So how has that transition been, and kind of what are you guys doing with that now?
Transition has been fire. You know, Spark is Black-owned, woman-owned, so it was dope to come into that situation. I was glad she reached out. Like, I'm a fan of Sundays Are for Soul. There's a void in soul music. We got all the Caribbean music. We got the hip-hop. We got all of that. But we got nothing like that. And at that time, I was kind of, like, slowing down with Sundays Are for Soul. You know, I was dealing with real life. You know, I got kids, so it's like every Sunday at this certain time, I'm just, like, plugged out. And they're like, what the fuck, Dad? What's up? So it was a good opportunity. It was a good transition. And I pulled in Mez, one of our DJ homies.
Big homie, shout out Mez.
Yeah, pulled in Jazz. She's a good host, media personality. And I think the mode is perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the OG on there. Mez is like the young whippersnapper, you know, and Jazz is like the professional voice. You know what I'm saying? So
kind of keep y'all in line.
exactly. If you listen to the show, we kind of get all over the place. And Jazz is like, all right, guys, like bring it back in.
Yeah.
But it's been good, man. We're planning. We do a lot of content every week. If you follow us, IG Sundays Are for Soul.
Yeah, definitely plug that. Definitely follow that.
Yeah, we do. So we do a lot of content like tidying up picks, our sample picks.
I love them shit, and I think people are reacting. Like I know with anything, any new content campaign, like it takes a little bit to maybe the first one that drops. Oh, this is really
crazy.
Cool. Second and third one, people
tails
are like,
off
tails off. But then after a while, people
Yeah.
stop. Like I know I get excited to see the picks.
Yeah, it's all consistency at the end of the day. You know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? You can't get discouraged by 1-2 comments.
Yep.
Because the next one you'll get 50 comments. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's all good. But you know, we're planning. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You know, you're first to know. If things open back up, we got a lot of live music paired with Sundays Are for Soul type situations cooking up. So
Fire.
we're gonna do that.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Podcast exclusive.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
And so where can people listen? What time can they listen? What days they can listen?
Yeah. So Sundays Are for Soul every Sunday, 5 p.m., 7 p.m. It's on Spark FM. So that's on the Spark FM app. You can get that in the App Store, Google Play, all of that shit. You can get it on the TuneIn app as well, the radio app.
Yep.
Or you can go online, sparkfmonline.com.
Fire.
Yeah, 5 to 7 on Sundays.
Love it. And what's kind of been your approach? I mean, I know with the great thing about Spark is they have so much local talent doing their own shows, and me poking through at some of them, obviously everyone runs in a different kind of whether it be dynamic or just in a different vibe and everything like that.
Yeah.
What was you rolling that out, being like, this is what I want to get out of it, this is the kind of way I want to run it. What did that look like?
I mean, I knew obviously the feel, just because I had a little head start on IG, so I knew I wanted the focus to be samples, because I feel like I wanted to bridge the gap between the old and the new. A lot of people do samples, but they do it in a way where it's really like, should I say corny? You know what I'm saying?
Do you have an example? You can give one of the joints I do if you want.
No. And I don't even mean like DJing wise, like the Shade Room, for example. The Shade Room does their samples now on their page, and it feels really cheesy. You know what I'm saying? Like just the picks. I don't know. I guess I'm just a hater at the end of the day. But I think with us, we make a conscious effort to focus on feel, not the music that's popular, not the sample that's popular, but the sample of the song that's gonna like hit you. That's gonna feed your soul. That's really the slogan of the show. So we focus on like, the stuff your mother loves, but if your mother hears one of these new soul tracks that came out in 2021, she gonna love that too, because she gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference of just like music education. It's really, a feel.
Yeah, and that's so dope of, to kind of put your show around that, because that makes it deeper, makes it, thought-provoking.
Absolutely.
And can bridge the gap, you know what I mean, as you're describing. I know a lot of people have, like people in the music world, producers have, you either come on for samples or against samples. Samples can be cheating. Samples is just stealing work. Just kind of over, over your music knowledge across music, just in general, any genre across the decades. How have you seen the importance of sampling grow, and, what are some of your favorite samples?
Man, samples, I mean, before, like, with Tribe, Q-Tip, all of them, Dilla, Premier, the samples were kind of obvious. And that's no knock to them. Like, it still took a lot of work. It's cutting it up, finding that. And
especially at that time, it was cutting edge too.
Yeah, because technology wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little more obvious, a little more predictable. And then the drum patterns, they sampled a lot of drum patterns from songs as well. So I guess in that sense, it was quote unquote easy. But then insert Just Blaze, insert Bink, insert all of these cats that like changed Pharrell, how we think about samples and how we flip samples, and they're slowing it down. Juicy J, great example. So I think it's built up in that way that it's not as noticeable. It's more dynamic. They play with a lot more smaller slits of parts of the song.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just the beat chorus, that breakdown part or whatever
Yeah,
the
yeah.
case is. So it's dope, man. But you know, going back to the basics is always good. It's always good to like, you know, listen to some Dilla and be like, oh, I see where he was going with this.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
But it's also imagine if they had everything that we had, like if they had an
Imagine.
Ableton or like, you know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
any kind of DAW. Honestly,
yeah.
back then it's literally just MPC and like
MPC.
whatever you can fit on the buttons and do it on pretty much human error time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had a metronome.
There was
I
no
guess, but there was no
quantizing.
quantizing.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing I reference this fucking Netflix show all the time. The history of
Oh, the
hip hop.
yeah, I think that's what it's called, right?
I've met
With the black dude, the host.
Yeah. The history of
Yeah, we should know that.
Hip Hop Evolution.
Hip Hop
I've referenced
Evolution,
this
that's what it
5
is.
times, and every time I'm like, "What's it called?"
What?
Yeah, it's every time I get it wrong. Hip Hop Evolution. If you haven't seen it, watch it. But they have their J Dilla
Yep.
part, and they were just going through like his different like tribe samples and all that stuff, and like you just forget, because
Yeah.
I'm so focused on getting the familiar samples of of what's kind of hot now, and then when they take me, I'm like, yo, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
This is how he
you
did it,
forget
like,
the importance.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
man.
I'm like, damn, like, and especially like I was saying, like at that time, being able to take a song and then make something else out of it
Yep.
was just like,
Yep.
mind blowing. And now, even now, like, when I'm flipping through TikTok, I don't know if you're ever on TikTok at all.
Nah, I'm an old head, man. I look at TikTok, I get a headache.
So what happens? Obviously in like quote unquote DJ TikTok, music TikTok, like there's like people who be like, super like YouTuber, like, did you guys know that this song sampled this song? Yeah. and
That's the corny shit.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah,
That's it.
And so a lot of them will be like the layups, and
Yep.
like I'll see it and I'm like, I already know, you know what I mean? But then I look in the comments and there's all these kids, 12, 13, like 16, 18 that are like, oh my God, I had no idea. Like, and I'm just like,
but see, like we have that what's the fucking word? Reaction. I'm sorry. We have that reaction because we're music lovers. We're seasoned per se. But it's actually a dope thing. It's a dope thing that when I'm playing music, playing samples, and my son who's 11 is in the other room, like, oh, this Juice WRLD sampled this. Like, oh, this person.
Like, wait,
Trippie Redd
this isn't Juice.
sampled
This isn't Juice WRLD song. Why did you take Juice WRLD? And it's like, whoa.
So, but it's beautiful because
Yeah.
now he registers that, and
Yeah.
like he'll go back in my title, and he'll see I liked it or it's in a playlist, and he'll listen to it now.
Dope. Yeah, I mean, I think any chance to, open different kinds of music to people is good. My little sister, shout out Emma, 16.
Emma, what up?
She was the one helping me with my streaming. So we had this running joke that like she was my stage manager.
That's crazy.
So like, because on Twitch, like I was doing like really like elaborate
the
shit, the
graphics and all
graphics
that.
and all that stuff. So I need some, like, while I was going ham and I was drinking and shit. So I was like, while I'm doing all this shit, I had someone like, she like learned how to do it.
Yeah.
And like at first I was like, yo, when I would off of the mic so people can hear me, I'd be like, yo, when this song drops,
You gotta
put
put
that thing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then she just started getting, and there were times where this is so funny. Like I remember I had like rain,
Okay.
and so if I'm like, yo, Emma, in like 5 minutes, I'm about to slow it all the way down and do whatever, and like I want the
play
rain.
Shanti
Yeah,
Rain.
you know what I mean? Like I was like, we'll get the rain coming. It's gonna be a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember this one random time. This is like we're in like month 2. Like she's been at one point I was streaming like 4 times a week.
Yeah, you were going ham.
You know
bro.
what I mean? Yeah. And so she like knew it. And then I remember one time I like glanced at like my stream and she had the rain already. At a point I didn't tell her to do it, and it was like a perfect moment. And I
Wow.
look at her and I'm like,
It's like I love you.
oh yeah, I'm like, let's go.
You're hired.
Yeah. I was like, let's fucking go. And it became a running joke even in the stream where they were like, everyone was like, we know Emma's back there, like like throw her some money. And I was paying her weekly, but she was like, throw her some, or like my bad. I would like, there were some nights like Friday nights where like it was popping, like I would have like 30, 40 heads at like midnight. I'm like, yo, it's fucking lit. And I would be drinking shot o'clock every 30 minutes.
She gotta go to
blah, blah.
sleep.
And like I look at her and she's like Dad, it's like 12:30 in the morning. We've been streaming since 8, and I'm like you know how hard it is to get 30 heads to fuck with you. Like, I can't go out.
I gotta go one more hour.
Yeah, like, and it was so, because it was like she was babysitting me.
That's
crazy.
crazy.
It was so, shout out Emma. I love you, Emma. And now,
Yo,
like,
she need a pay raise. Man.
that's what every week people were like, yo, it's late. Like, give Emma a bonus. Like,
Overtime.
And, but the reason I bring any of this up is, over time, she was like fucking with the older shit that I was playing. I remember one time I played Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics.
Yeah.
And I noticed her in the corner, like singing it. And I was like, how you know this? She goes, this song's popping on TikTok. I don't know it, but I know it. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So yeah, anyways, like
that's
anyway
the beauty,
that,
bro.
Yeah, any way that young people can like, be discovered. I mean, because I guess, how was I doing it?
And that inspires them too. That inspires the next generation of producers. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's to say these young kids hear a Bill Withers track and then they cut that up and add some Travis Scott drums? Like, what is that gonna sound like?
It's funny.
Is that the new shit?
It's funny you say that example. So I'm just gonna go on TikTok, like go off on TikTok a little bit. So what people do is like, whether it be DJs or producers, they'll like get poppin' songs and then like make their remixes or like blends with them, and then the blend will be used for some other TikTok to make a dance out of, and then it spreads, whatever. So it's funny you mentioned Bill Withers. There's this, this version of Just the Two of Us that they like speed up and add, and then it was like a trend. Like it was a trend where like
it's like trappy,
not trappy, but no. It wasn't trappy, but it was just modernized, I guess. And it was part of this trend where it's like anything that was like relationship, just the two, like, and people would just make funny things about it. And for me, I'm like, these 16-year-olds like listening to Bill Withers,
this is nuts.
Or like they'll like the Nirvana drill thing that became big. Like these kids didn't know Nirvana, but now that it's on a Pop Smoke, but now people are starting to find it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like little things like that where I'm like, okay, like it's weird, but it's like I when I need to like re-up on my like TikTok songs or whatever, if I'm gonna play something. There's a Spotify playlist that's called Viral Hits, which is basically the TikTok
viral
playlist.
Shit, yeah. I just go to my son.
And I usually just go to Emma. I'm like, tell me it was good.
Tell me it was good.
And I was going through the playlist once, and there was like the Bill Withers song. Like there was just random songs from like the 80s, and I'm like, why are these here? And then I would text my sister and be like, yo, why is this? Like I just sent her the song. I'm like, just listen to it. What is it? Oh, she's like, oh yeah, this is on TikTok. I'm like, why?
That's crazy.
And you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's so weird. It's a lot of strength. It's corny at the same time, like you were saying, but that's dope. That's dope. Cause I feel like the music business is this funny thing where, artists don't get paid. And I feel like that's a great way for old artists, whether it be them or their estates. They're catching that.
Paid.
And it usually is the most random songs.
Yeah.
The most random songs. And so I'm like, yo, it's like, Bill Withers camp catching a bag right now, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like that, and I'm
just the two of us streams going up.
Yeah, like, and I'm like, I bet they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
why is this happening? And then they realize it's both of these kids.
That's like Nelly. There was an interview with Nelly with the whole
the Bust It.
Yeah. Like, how do you feel about it? He's like, I love it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm catching.
Fam, like my account's going up.
And like Hot in Here remixes are appearing up on all record pools and shit again. And I'm like, is this like 2003? Like you know what I mean? Like, and now. Because obviously we're doing, like, a lot of DJs doing the obvious transition, you know what I mean? And, like, now, like, not that Hot in Here was ever a bad record to play at a party, but...
It's going to be playing all the time.
But now it's up, it's a little bit higher on the rank, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely higher on
it's
the...
It's playing in prime time now.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Exactly. And so it's just so funny how that works, you know what I mean? And it's really interesting. How have your DJ sets been recently?
They've been great. I mean, I think I purposely don't take like party gigs because I don't want to be in my studio by myself fucking trying to get this party going. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's tough, bro. It's tough.
So
it's really,
for me,
tough.
I want laid back gigs. I want joints where people are not, the expectation's not like Meg Thee Stallion and the baby all night. Like the expectation is like, real P, we love you, we trust you, do your thing.
Yeah.
You know? So it's been dope, man. I've been playing a lot of fucking R&B, of course. That's what I do. Soul music, getting in my Afro beats bag. So the remixes, you know, like the SoundCloud, lo-fi type shit. Like those are always fire to play. Yeah. And connecting with like the homies like Moses and Tofu. Like they always send me little packs here and there.
Trying to get Moses on here.
Oh man.
He's such a cool dude.
Yo, hit that. You hit him?
I've been breeding him a little bit.
All right. Well, let me know, man. That's
yeah,
my dog.
Yeah, I'm trying
so.
to. I've been breeding him a little. Every time he sees me, he's like I don't know. He's one of those dudes, but because he has like that mad decent lane
the
too,
connect,
that I'm like. I don't know. Every time I'm like, yo, you know how talented you are. I'm like, you know how like
he's super
dope
humble.
you are.
He's
super humble.
He's OD humble.
When I met him, I'm like, I know who he is. There's no way he knows who I am. Like whatever. And we actually were like DJing next to each other, like side by side.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, hey, I just want to say like, I love all of your fucking edits and like remix, like all of your music. I've been supporting you for a long time,
it, bro.
Like
I rip it off SoundCloud, bro. I do.
and he was like, yo, you're like a really dope DJ. Like he's like, you're nice, like whatever. And I'm like, this is crazy. And
well, I'll tell him to add you to the drop list because he usually just sends me drop.
Oh, I need to get on that email list. I need to get on that email list.
And I don't make a lot of remixes and edits, but when I do, he's the first one I send it to just to like, yo, what do you think of this? Most time he's like, yo, your drums are trash, bro. Like,
really?
Like,
yeah. I'm sure.
And I love that.
Because he's so.
And I love that. He's like, oh, I'll do it over for you. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie.
I was talking to him once. I think this was at the DJ Appreciation Night.
At Good Life.
Good Life.
Shout out to Good Life.
Shout out Good Life. Shout out Knife. Yeah. Check out that episode like 3 episodes ago.
I gotta check that out too.
Yo, it's a good one. Yeah, he's obviously the man. But I was talking to him and obviously just buttering him up with his producing skills and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like, I wanna get that good. And he looks at me mad serious. He goes, why don't you? And I was like, felt mad pressed. Like I was like, I mean, I DJ a lot and like I work. Like, and he goes, no, like there's no reason why you can't do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, you're right.
It's true.
It's
true.
I was like, God damn it.
It's true. Because he flips all types of shit. I'm
all
like,
types of shit. And it's always so fire.
I'm like, whoa, wait, what? Where's your brain going,
fam? I'm definitely gonna. I'm gonna get him on here. No question.
Yeah.
Shout out Moses. Everybody check out
Let me
Moses.
know if you need the oop, man.
Yeah. We're no doubt. I don't know how we got
Congratulations to you in the podcast, by the way.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Big shit. Y'all doing big shit, man.
We're trying and we're starting to get like just more and more bigger, further reach types of guests. And we just been really excited, just trying to get good conversations. Like obviously every time we talk, it's always just cool, always good, always good high quality conversation and shit. And I'm trying to get myself uncomfortable as well with people that like when I get on a Moses, like I need to be like, you know what I mean? Like as much as I'm a fan of him. And we're trying to spread it out. We had like Malcolm Xavier from DC a couple weeks ago, which people appreciate, just getting a different out-of-state perspective.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear more. I got to listen to the podcast. We were talking about the speeding up of songs and shit.
Yeah, he was not roasting. But one of the because I asked him, I'm like, yo, being from DC, coming up here, tell me about the comparisons of the crowd, the music that we play, and the DJs. And he was like, y'all are super skilled. Like he goes like, in terms of what you guys can do, like DJs in DC don't do that. He goes, but you guys jack up your BPMs way too high. He goes, why do you do that? I'm like, I didn't even know that was like
because that's part of being skilled.
Really? Yeah, elaborate.
For real. You know what I'm saying?
I'd love to.
Because it's like, I think I agree with them. Boston DJs, I've seen so many DJs everywhere. I think Boston and some LA DJs are like the best, and then some international cats like France and shit. Yeah. But I think the reason why we're so good and so skilled is because we move quick. We dig in our bag. We're also a melting pot in the city, so we gotta know Cape Verdean music, Spanish music, reggae, all of that shit. Hip hop on top of the regular R&B, all of that.
Right.
So we find a way to mold all of that. The only way for that to successfully happen is that you have to manipulate some tracks.
Right.
Now if you spending all night at plus 10 all fucking night, then that's a problem. But I think, we should be afforded that luxury. That's why it's there. You know what I'm saying? To speed up tracks. It's a tool to use, I think, and that's no knock to Malcolm. I think with DC cats, I think they fall in a certain BPM that they kind of stay in, you know what I'm saying? And that they're comfortable in. So that's why they stay within their plus 4, plus -2 range, you know? And that's nerdy talk. Somebody's like,
yeah,
what the
fuck it. I think we're deep in the beginning of the podcast. I was always nervous because I was like, oh, I still want my friends to listen to. But I think we're at the point like we got DJs listening. Shout out my DJs listening to this shit. But no, we can get. I get super nerdy sometimes. But,
So I think that's it. I think we do that because we're so fucking skilled.
Oh, that's an interesting take because my thing, I was like, it's probably like started as a New York thing that we just adopt. Like that was my take.
You saw how I kept New York DJs out of that being skilled.
Oh yeah, because they would just be slamming records.
They just
like,
be fucking boom,
yeah,
boom,
slamming
like,
them.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know.
But I was really appreciative of the fact that he acknowledged how skilled. You know that like he was talking about how like he would DJ next to big tunes and be like, oh shit, like I need to really come because this dude's so skilled, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And he's DJ with me, he's DJ with a bunch of other people. But at the same time, he was talking about how Boston DJs play just very similar sets from each other. And he was saying how like one time he was at a club and he was playing like with one or two other DJs and that them two had pretty much played the exact same set, just in a different order. Like they repeated each other, so everything.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm like, there's definitely a corner of DJs in Boston that definitely are like, and he described it so well. He was like, a lot of you guys are A plus B plus C DJs and like don't get out of that. Yeah. Where in DC, like we're so free flowing, whatever. And I was like, we do that too. Like I don't know. It depends what kind of lane you're in.
I understand what he means though. I understand what he means, and I think because we're a small community too. You know what I'm saying? And like I won't call it stealing, but a lot of DJs get inspired by each other, and end up kind of sounding the same. You know what I'm saying? So I think the good DJs stand out. You know, I'm not gonna start naming names and shit. Like yo, you didn't name me. But nah, I feel him.
Yeah. As someone who's been in the game for so long, you talking about
20 years, bro.
That's insane.
Almost
as long as
someone asked me Candy Rain asked me how long I was DJing.
Oh, shout out Candy Rain. We just followed each other on Twitter like the other day.
Wow.
We've never met.
She's hilarious. That's
we
my
have
dog.
never. I think she posted some video and I didn't even know. I didn't realize that it was her. Like I've seen her name and blah blah blah. Yeah. Because she's not around here anymore, right?
No, she's in Atlanta.
But she's from here. Is that what it is?
She might be from here or from close by, but like she made her home here.
Yeah. So she posted some video of her doing some shit and
working out. She's like workout queen now.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
I literally would like we literally just follow each other. I don't know. It was a DJ thing though, or a music thing, something where I felt I had an opinion, just like on general on Twitter.
Like Euro. Yeah, I got something to say. Fuck
this. And I just commented whatever, and we were just going, oh yeah, it was a transition that she was doing some sample thing or something, and I was like, yo, do you have pitch and time? And she said no, and I was telling her, I was like, you should get it because this would be that much better if you could, something like that was the conversation.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh wait, I think this is the girl that like I've seen on flight, like from here and like whatever, and then follow each other, and I was like, oh yeah, this is her. And like, so shout out Candy Rain, we just connected.
Small community, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, even when you in Atlanta, small community.
Yeah, I was like, and then it's one of those things where when like. If you meet someone or like something happens and then now you just see them everywhere. Like now I'm seeing her in everyone's comments and everything. And I'm like,
it's the
shit.
ops, dog. Yeah. It's the IG ops. You follow her on Twitter. You need to follow her on IG. Everything. Yeah. Nah, but she asked me the other day, I think I posted one of my DJ videos and then she put in a comment like, how long you been DJing? I was like, and I had to think back like, oh shit. 2021 makes 20 years, bro. Like
that's fucking crazy.
Whoa. I was like, I feel fucking old. I feel young.
But you had it early, but you started early.
Yeah, I started at 14.
Yeah, so that's
15, yeah.
So that's early, you know what I mean? So it makes sense, but how do you stay relevant? How do you stay cutting? How do you stay in demand for 20 years?
I mean, rule number one is be nice to people. I think I'm naturally a nice person.
You're cool, dude.
Yeah, I try to always be like upfront when it comes to business. It's never like no fuzzy gray area. It's like I'm gonna do this, you gonna do this, and we're good. Like we don't have to have further discussions. So I think those are the two biggest things: like being nice to people and being a good business person. And I don't know, and being good.
yeah, of course.
Honestly,
but there's good DJs that have fallen off. There's good DJs that couldn't maintain
because one, they're not nice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of great DJs, but they're shitty people. You know what I'm saying? And then two, they don't have good business practices. Like, and that's not even on the LLC. I'm not gonna clubhouse niggas to death. Like, not even on that shit. But I mean, just like. just like literally communication, light shit, communication, proper preparation.
Just basic. Don't be a dick.
Shit. Don't be a dick. Like come in prepared, come in
right
on time. They know what they're getting on time. All of that stuff. So, and I think that's become a habit for me. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes nothing. Like my wife sometimes gets mad because like she's always, we got to be somewhere at 10. She's getting ready at 9. I'm like, yo, we got to be there at 10. She's like, you always trying to be on time. I'm a very
punctual guy too.
And it's like, nah, we got to be like that with everything,
And for perspective for people, so I booked you for my own shit.
Yep.
And for the first day one party at Bodega, which was fucking awesome.
Yep, amazing.
It was funny because the idea was I was going to open for you and you just bring it home because I was just going to party. I was like, this is my fucking party.
I'm getting lit.
You know what I'm saying? and you still came at the start.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh shit, whatever. And then I remember I was having like connection because I think
the fucking water was coming from the roof.
Yeah, something was fucked up.
Yeah.
No, that was the Fenway party.
Oh, okay.
So the Bodega party, they had.
Oh, I remember that.
They had a 900
yes.
and 2 CDJs, and I think
there was a driver
issue. It was like no, I don't think it was a driver because I played there all the time.
There was something going on.
It was a connection issue.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, fuck, like this shit's starting in like 5 minutes. Like there's people already pulling up, and I'm like, I'm starting to sweat. Like I'm like, oh shit, like this is my first party, blah 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 blah. And you just go, I have an S9 in my car, and I'm like, that would be the nicest thing. We're good. Because how much easier it is to plug in. Could you get it? And I was like, I know I'm not like paying you for it, or like if it's no trouble. And you're like, no, shut up. Like I'll just go get it.
Like
and
that's why it's there.
Yeah,
bro.
and you leave, and I'm like, this is mad nice. Because I think that was actually we played together at Cure before, but that was the first time we met.
Yeah,
and then I reached out to you. And then I went out to watch. So we didn't really know each other like that at that point. And I was like, damn, this was mad nice. and then you come in, we're setting up, and I think at that point like we were starting to rush a little bit. Like I was like, the party kind of started 10 minutes ago. Blah 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 blah. And I go, okay, like, I'm gonna just go on and I think it was a 4-hour thing. So I was like, let me just do the first 2 hours. And you go, nah, fuck that. Let's go back to back. Yeah. And I'm like, this motherfucker's mad nice. I'm like, and that's what we did. We fucking crushed it. And it was awesome.
Shit. That shit was lit.
Yeah, and it was mad fun. And that was just one of those things where like, you were the quote unquote older head that like I booked you, like, and you're just like, nah, like fuck the opener, close shit. Let's just DJ together.
Yeah, I don't really believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we're DJs, man. Like we're made to either to play for the people or play for the room. The room's fucking empty. We gonna play for the fucking walls. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if the room's packed, we gonna play for the people. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in that. You gotta open. There's certain cases with that when like a DJ's not ready for that time slot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know that DJ. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you open. I got it. Like chill out. But I recognize you're a good DJ. Like I recognize out of rip. And I recognize that you had a lot of your clientele in there, a lot of people that came to see you.
Right.
They wanted to party with you.
Right.
It would have been a disservice to the people with me just closing at the end of the night. Like, yeah, it's fun, but where's Snacksy at? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had that in my mind as well, But
that's what I mean, how, like, well, one, that's good business practice, like you're saying. And that's why, when I introduce you as a DJ's DJ, that's a thing that just a DJ will understand. Yeah. Like, the fact that, like, we know plenty of guys that would be like, yeah, I need headliner spot. Like, I'm Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
My name need to be on a flyer.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But for you to be like, nah, this is for what the people want. You know what I mean? Like, we can work together. Yeah. Like, that's such a DJ's mentality.
We serve them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always make a joke sometimes, like, I play for myself in the club. But, that's not really the case. You're playing for the people, but you also want to sprinkle your character in there. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So the people enable us, the people put us here, the people can take us away.
Yeah, 1000%. And I think we're learning it the hard way.
Absolutely.
These days, and for me, I'm like, obviously I was super grateful for what I was getting, and I was growing. I was like I'm losing my max contract years right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and so to me, I'm like, yo, the second I get back, I am
going crazy.
I'm holding everything very close to me.
I love all of y'all.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I yelled at you ever. I'm sorry if I never gave you free cover. I love you. Like, oh God.
You want to wear boots? You can wear boots, bro. It's good.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. I feel like all these places are gonna be like, yo, please. I don't care if you're fucking.
It's gonna be free for all. It's gonna be a free for all. I think.
What is it? The Roaring 20s.
Yes. I think everyone's talking about that, but me and my wife were just like, we need to make a conscious effort to like fucking emulate the Roaring 20s and with the music, with the parties,
just
with
go
everything.
crazy.
Just modernize the shit.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm hoping is gonna happen. Where people, and I think, like for me, I want to kind of step away from taking club gigs all the time. I think this is something that you were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stepping away from club, take a
that
few
was intentional
few
about
here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But really just focus on either your own shit or like things that your friends are doing, and like being a little bit more calculated. Like before COVID, I was like, give me fucking everything.
But that's,
you know what I mean?
like you said, that's your max contract year. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple of those years. Like
right.
I did that early, you know what I'm saying? And then I went back to it. You know what I'm saying? Just because like there's a point where you have to, one, stay relevant. Like the crowd shifts, demographic shifts. My demographic started getting married and started having babies.
Yeah, people don't realize like the club life is, if you're quote unquote normal, let's say
it's a
5
2
to 5 years. But then there's the club rats; they'll be there 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but like it's funny because people that like when I was 21 throwing parties at like Causeway and like these little like college parties and shit, like I'll be going through my Instagram and I'm like, damn, all these girls that used to be like Causeway rats, like they're all in relationships, they're all getting married, like
they live out away from Boston.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't party anymore. Yeah. I'm like, damn, what happened? You know what I mean? And so now I gotta focus like these girls that are now 21 now that are ready to party. And I'm like, and it was funny because I was not like talking, but I was talking to this girl. And just talking about like, she was like, oh yeah, like I've seen you play a couple times, whatever. And I was like, oh really? Like how old are you? She was like, I actually just turned 21.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh okay. She goes, yeah, how old are you? Like you just graduated from Suffolk, right? And I was just like, I'm 26.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah. I was like fuck, I'm
when
getting old.
When did you hear me play?
Yeah, that's why I was mad confused. And I was just like, I was like, what the fuck? And the numbers weren't putting, I mean, you know, under ratio, whatever.
Yeah.
Big ID shit. You know, women get away with lots of shit in the club world.
It's crazy.
But I was like, damn, like, am I starting to like get, do I got to start tapping back into the like the young?
You maybe got like 2 more years,
yeah,
bro.
I'm losing my max contract. Yeah. like now, because now if let's say if this happened for 1 more year, we're just off the shit, right? I'm gonna be coming back, and people are like, "Damn, what happened? You grew like 5 in industry years, 5 industry years."
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And your taste is gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna come back. You're gonna be fucking playing samples in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's kind of something I'm afraid of. Like, well, I do feel like,
why is he playing Amy Winehouse? What is he doing?
That'd be so fire. Some Valerie at Bijou, bro.
Oh man. Oh. We'll talk about that off mic. I don't want nobody steal my idea, but
I think about, I'm like, is now, since so many people have seen a stream or have seen a Zoom or TikTok getting us into these different kind of genres and mixing stuff, are people going to be more open-minded, like in a club setting now? I was listening to Jazzy Jeff's episode with DJ Spider on the 20 podcast, and he was talking about how people, and we've seen this on like the DJ Mod and Deftoons Zoom parties. Shout out to them.
Yeah. Shout out to Mod.
Like, there's people that have now invested in their own like living rooms or their own like offices. Like they do the lights, so like they have brought the club to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think about that, and I'm like, damn, like are people just going to be now used to the Zoom vibe, the virtual world, and then like now when they go out, they're like, whoa, chill out.
Is that a good thing for us?
That's what I mean. Like now, can I get away with maybe a longer sample clip or a longer intro or like whatever? Like, or is it going to be the opposite? Like, okay, I've been doing this last year. Like, turn me the fuck up.
Turn me. Fucking play all the Future.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think and I think I feel like that first like once shit is open. I think the first like 6 months is going to be everyone literally just trying to figure it out. Yeah. Like, where are we now? Testing the waters. Like,
like hesitancy.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. Like, I think some DJs are going to be like trying to play exactly how they left off. And people are going to be like, whoa. Shit's different. We've been through a whole year of shit. Like,
a lot of us don't know, like a lot of music came out. We don't know what bangs in the club.
I say that all the time. I don't know. Like,
is this dope now?
Like, is this the vibe now? Yeah. Like, and I know that a lot of albums that probably would have done well flopped because they
Yep.
Like who fucking the baby tries to put out like earlier in the year tries to put out a the baby ass record,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, no one wants this right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's sad.
That
like,
shit dead.
but then Drake puts out the demo tapes or whatever that's more mellow and it's whatever, and people really fuck with it
People
because
love
that's the vibe that everybody was in.
Yep.
You know, that kind of like sullen, like.
Yeah. So I think it's up to us, man, to set the vibe. That's always our job, you know what I'm saying? And maybe set the standard, you know, as elite DJs in this motherfucking community. Like,
vibes, baby.
you know, we come through and set the standard. Like, this is what's hot. Like, I know y'all been sitting in the crib, but like, this is what's fire, and y'all gonna listen to this. You know? So it might be up to us. Who knows?
What are some music just over the last year that you've been fucking with?
Oh, man. I know last time, I feel like you asked me, I said Snow. I've been listening to a lot of Snow. That's still the case. I mean, I'm in my R&B bag a lot. I mean, Lucky Day has been on heavy rotation for me. I think I said Benny last time. I'm still listening to Benny. He's still, you know, he got the Hit Boy shit with the sample, so that's my shit. I don't know, man. I'm a weirdo, dog. I listen to jazz. I listen to Herbie Hancock a lot.
Dope.
Fucking Thelonious Monk, like that's my vibe, man. But I know how to turn that off and then be like, all right, I gotta play The Baby, I gotta play this, and I know those songs, so I can play it for people. You know?
Yeah. I welcomed you to the Freestyle series that I've been doing.
That was fun,
dude. Yours is like has popped up like so many people talking about it. Some people were hitting me about it. I know people were mentioning it to you about it and listening to it. For those who haven't heard it, like on my Mixcloud,
bump that shit.
Real Pete does a guest set among other people's stamps out coming by the time this releases. Fingers will have one out.
Oh, Fingers. Oh, I haven't seen Fingers in a minute.
I know. Well, he's cooped up in the stew, bro. Like going ham.
Yeah. Fingers is another one, like Moses, man.
Yeah. And
another edit god.
And so yours comes out, crushes. Like, now I was texting, obviously. I was like, yo, like this shit's so fun. And you did exactly what I wanted you. And you did, you know, in some ways what I expected you to do. Like, I wanted you to like really push everything and do what you did, and people loved it.
At first I was like,
you were texting me all nervous. I was like, shut
I
up.
like this shit, but like I feel like I'm all over the place.
Yeah, you're like I might redo it. I'm like, shut up.
No, so I said that, and it's no knock to Stams, because after I sent it to you, I listened to Stams, and I'm like, damn, we did a couple of like similar song selections.
Nah, but it was so different at the same time.
Yeah,
and that's what I loved about it. Like, that's why, you know, like I dropped 3 back to back of myself. Then put a Stance, put a Real P, put a Fingers, then I'm going to do back to me, and then back to someone. Like, I want to just, like, if you do go through them, you just see, like, what... My thing with it is, like, you see what's possible.
Yeah.
You see how other people are thinking.
Absolutely.
You know, obviously, we used to, whether it be for inspiration or just for ideas, we would go out on our off nights and see what other homies were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to just be, like, put your fucking craziest shit in an hour and just, like, let the people,
just
like, embrace it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, by the time this comes out, Fingers would have just released his. He FaceTimes me when he's doing his. And he goes, yo, like, sorry to bother you. He goes, I know you said go crazy, but like, is this too crazy?
Is this too crazy?
and I'm like, Fingers, I'm like, I go, did you listen to Real Peace, and did you listen to like Stamps, and did you listen to my last one? And he goes, yeah, I did. He goes, I just want to make sure. He does this. He did this transition that was on Power, Kanye West.
Yeah.
So, and I think he like loops like, he loops the No One Man Could Have, and then you hear like just like a bunch of like transition, like you hear something happening, and I'm like, and at first I was like, what the, mind you, it was over FaceTime, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then you just hear, go Power Rangers, and it's the theme song, and I go, yo, I was like, yo, let's go. I was like, this is exactly that shit that I want.
Yes.
So I was like, and he just starts dying laughing. He goes, you sure this isn't too much? I'm
that's
like,
the shit we want.
Yeah, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, that's exactly what we want.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm dropping that in a few days.
Nah, I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah, and I was just like, yes, like I love when like people
so
when
we come back, I mean, I'm not sure if you're already thinking about this, but you know we need a freak style party.
Oh yeah, so
somewhere it's just like, yo, if you want to come in and hear regular shit and hear shit like played for 5 minutes or whatever, don't come, because we're just wilding out.
Yeah.
And we might fuck up a couple times, like who knows?
That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, so two things with that. So with freestyle, like when I had Scrap here, he was talking about, you know, there's no reason why, whether people listen to it or not, you shouldn't be putting content out. And freestyle, they're
you
not.
shouldn't.
There's no reason why you shouldn't be putting things.
Oh, like you should be putting it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like,
I know. I thought he was saying like you DJ shouldn't be putting no.
No.
content out.
He was like, y'all should be doing like the most at this point.
Yeah.
And because to me, I'm like, oh, like I don't know, if, like mixes, like I don't know, people be really like whatever. And it's not to say that the like freestyle mixes have been getting tons of listens. It's not to say that at all. But the people who do listen, they'll like text me and be like, yo, I've heard like these are some of the crazy from you, from Stan, like these are some of the craziest transitions I've ever heard. I'm like, okay, like now I'm seeing that it's worth it, and so that's why like I've been continuing to push it and just to give something different because like people are putting out mixes, and especially on Mixcloud and SoundCloud, you hear a lot of like radio mixes. Yeah, and I'm like, we can put that on its head, and you know what I mean.
That's what.
As far as the parties go, I mean, I think we're just gonna push day one, and freestyle is just day one. You know what I mean, that vibe, and just like go ham.
Yeah, you got something special with day one, so I wouldn't even. Fuck with that.
We were having such a great like momentum and shit, and we were gonna start a free Friday, and just like literally put the city on its head and be like, yo, like
everyone free.
Yeah, like
that's the wave, dog.
Yeah,
that's all we did at Silk.
Yeah, it's Silk. Like, and I was
everyone free,
like,
bro.
Because I was thinking about, and this is, and it's become more so during COVID, but at that time, so this is like this time last year, we were planning to open Marathon the Friday before Marathon weekend, which was the 1 year of the first one that we did together.
Yeah.
Except make it a Friday night and make it free, and it was gonna be every week, and it was gonna be at a venue in Faneuil Hall.
Man.
So we were just gonna like bring that like unexpected whatever, but like in Faneuil Hall, like off of the train, like foot traffic, like in the summer, like
let out just, right in the middle, fucking
and just be like fuck it, and like I was gonna have our homie DJ Toomey, like for an example, like what he does at like he's a great like he's more known for like as a bar DJ, but he plays whatever.
Yeah,
he has like viral videos of like him playing the Titanic song, like the Celine Dion song, just in the middle of like the night, and the place going like crazy. And I'm like we're gonna have shit like that. We're gonna have disco. Like the opening night, I was planning on doing an hour-long disco set and just being like, fuck it.
That's crazy.
And the opening night actually was supposed to be me, Guru, and Stamps was the opening night. And like we were just gonna like set the precedent and just be like, boom, like.
Can we just do that virtually? Just get it going.
Well, so yeah, so that was the thing. Overcome. Like, do I just try and do this like what do I? But and like this is my fault because I was just so worried about keeping Snacks alive. Like the day one account has been dead. Like so you know what I mean. I'm like at this point, do I try and revive something that's kind of dead right now? Do I just keep doing what I'm doing and like just hope that when it's time, like I can.
You can do it properly.
Whatever, you know what I mean? So, like, that's just where I've thought about it, especially recently, where I'm like, yo, like Freestyle, we could have just made it a live stream thing. But then I hate Instagram Live and then Twitch, like, because as long as restaurants are as long as people can be out, people aren't going to lean onto a Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, Twitch was able to work because we were on lockdown. You know what I mean? The second things started opening up again, people weren't showing up because they're at a restaurant or they're at
and I think aesthetically y'all are doing great with day one. You know what I'm saying, like with the branding and all that. So don't look at it as it's dead or it needs a spark. Like I think people know what y'all give. You know what I'm saying. So when you come back and you slap that day one brand, it's gonna be official, and that's virtual or in person.
And that's what I mean, like, because like now I'm pushing Snacks so hard just to make sure that like.
He stays alive.
That he stays alive. Yeah. And I think that, whether it be through the Zoom parties, through the live streams, or through even just like still some of the live gigs that I have, like now I'm going to just like let Snacks be like the pony that lights everyone back to day one, and then day one be everything. Like when things let out. That's like the plan.
So you've been doing in-person shit?
Here and there, yeah. Here and there, like a few New Hampshire gigs and...
Yeah, I got a call for some New Hampshire shit. I was like,
like
I got kids.
Yeah,
dog.
I was just gonna say it really depends on your situation.
Yeah.
And, I try and vet, like there's some spots where I'm like it's like an icon where like you're on a stage way away from everybody, and like I go do a set and I fucking leave. Like I don't go anything. Like I don't drink or whatever.
I'm really surprised. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no problem.
You said icon and reminded me. I'm really surprised that a lot of clubs haven't been reaching out to DJs to do live streams in their booths. Like, I don't even get why they're not doing that. Don't they want to stay relevant?
So, let me get comfortable. Ado's here. Ado's laughing.
Because I reached out to one club and it was like that idea was like, why would we do that? Like, all
So
right.
that's the issue. That's the issue. So
What do you
so
mean?
I'm gonna try. The reason why I'm like hesitating and like trying to like take a second is because I don't want to like disrespect
Step
anyone
on
or
toes,
step
yeah.
on toes.
Mhm.
But with a lot of these places is, you know, at the end of the day, they're businessmen or women. They're not
For the culture.
They're not for the culture. They're not forward thinking in that space. They're forward thinking in terms of how to run the business and blah 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 blah. I mean, I'm sure they're dealing with finances and legal shit on the daily at this point. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, they're not thinking about ways to whether it be remain relevant or to do something cool. You would probably think a Wood Tavern in Miami is probably doing mad shit like that, or like the Do Over does a virtual party now, and however, I'm sure they're still getting some kind of sponsorship and like keeping that ball rolling. When I saw y'all do the Lightworks event, where you guys were at La Fabrica, and like you made it work and it was dope, I'm like, so I've had the idea before, but then when I saw you guys do that, I was like, like,
and love to La Fabrica for buying into the idea, into Lightwork. Shout out to Lightwork.
Yeah, Lightwork. Yeah, absolutely.
But they're the minority on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, like, love La Fabrica, but doing it was a pain.
Yeah,
just because it's like, yo, we got this. we know what we're doing. Like, you supplied the space. Like, y'all talk y'all business shit. Like, let us do our shit. But it was a lot of like,
how was their connection? Like Wi-Fi connection? Because that's one of the like what a lot of people what a lot of people don't realize.
That's the biggest thing.
The core of a live stream or a stream, whatever, is the Wi-Fi connection. So if it's trash, like you can have the best DJ, you can have the best whatever.
I had to upgrade my whole crib, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. I had to get mad new shit.
I thought my shit was strong.
Good, and then until you try and do a bunch of shit with it, right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, what was hard about that setup?
No, I mean, I just think it was a new avenue for them. It was a new thing, so they weren't sure what to expect. They didn't. You know, you're not seeing 100 people in the room, but there's 100 people on the live stream. You can't see them. So they don't really get that. It's like coming in the shot, doing shit like, yo, we're live streaming, bro. You know? You know, it's just things that they would have to learn, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm not in I wasn't in Lightworks business, what she talked about, you know, monetary wise. But I'm sure, like, you know, the sponsors, Remy sponsored, I'm sure they got a good little payback on that bar, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's possible with other venues, and I'm surprised that, you know, these Hennessy sponsors, these Glenlivet sponsors, all these different sponsors aren't reaching out to these clubs and like, yo, we got these DJs, let's do this collaboration.
Yeah,
you know?
it would
just
make
makes sense all around.
It would make some, and it's crazy because I've seen other spots, other DJs, other states, other clubs doing it.
Yeah, and
it looks fucking sick.
Looks amazing.
Like Icon being a perfect example, like that big screen behind you, like
fucking crazy.
Sponsors are all over that shit.
You know how
like,
much you can charge for fucking ads for fucking the tire shop up the street?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and if like they just invest in crazy connection, and then we can do the lighting, we can do the camera,
do double
the
angles,
multi, whatever. Like, and it would be, and then if you like, fucking Mott has 100 people in his Zoom party. This is just some dude, not some dude. This is just another DJ.
But it is some dude, you know what I'm saying?
Doing this like with his friends and building it.
So imagine if we take the network of the DJ, of the promoter, of the club, of the sponsorship, all of that, cram it into this fucking nightclub booth with all this fucking lights and all this glitz and glam shit. That shit would be popping. And it'll pay dividends in the long run to that venue. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would remember that. Like, yo, I remember the Icon live stream. Shit's open. I'm going to Icon because the shit was lit. You know what I'm saying?
And then you make the live version of whatever party you built. And you do the different genres of the different nights. And you don't have to hire bottle service. You don't have to hire security. You don't have to hire bartenders.
It's so easy, bro. Yeah. It's not easy, but it makes so much sense.
If we could do it from our rooms, these clubs can figure it out to do it at the clubs.
But I don't own a club, so I don't know.
Yeah, so what do we know?
It might be an electric bill that I don't know about, a gas bill.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of reasons. But I mean, it's a fucking great idea. But it's funny actually because Bodega, who I'm super cool with, shout out Jason, he was on the podcast. Super, you know, threw a party there, like awesome peoples. So they were one of the only venues that were like just trying to find ways to feed the DJ.
Yeah.
Like, you know, oh, we can't, you know, DJ past 9. Okay, give them a dinner set. Like they've been really, really great about it until really the law told them
Can't
you really can't fucking do it.
Yeah.
So that last Massachusetts mandate that came out however many weeks ago, that's now about to be lifted. But Jason calls me.
Back to 25%.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't. Yeah, I'm like,
great.
yeah. So when that shit happens, I got that week. I got fucked out of 4 gigs because of that one rule change.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? In the same week, and 2 of them were at Bodega. And Jason calls me and he goes, "Yo, like obviously you already know what this call is about." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "But I was talking to the owners and we were trying to figure out a way to just live stream you in." And I was like, "Huh?" And he was like, "Yo, like you
down?
he was like, you kind of mastered the live streaming thing. Like you have the setup, you post videos all the time. I know you know how to do it. What if, we figure out a way to stream you in so people and on the TVs and they can see you DJing and you setting the vibe, and we can give you that kickback to make sure you're eating, and then we show you love and you still do what you do."
That's crazy.
And
they didn't have to do that.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why I love it. And again, that's why I even had Jason here, because I know he's forward. Like I know he's still tapped in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what it came down to was like I asked, the first question I asked him, I was like, "How's your Wi-Fi connection?" He goes, and he starts dying. He goes, "It's trash." And I was like, I'm like,
you
it's
gotta
gonna
upgrade that.
Yeah, I'm like, these are the like little things that obviously a year ago we wouldn't even. Why would you need a good Wi-Fi connection? People are just here eating and getting drunk. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, if you're trying to do this, now you need the best Wi-Fi connection.
Standard now.
You know what I mean? Like, so these are we talked about it, and he was just like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a little harder than we thought," because they didn't know the technicalities.
Did you end up doing it?
No, we couldn't. We couldn't do it.
Okay.
So like, because it would have to be, like it would have to be like either I was just like live stream on my own thing, or Bodega makes their own channel, and then so like I stream through their stream key.
Yeah.
That they upload, that they whatever, and then they have to have the good connection. I have the good connection. It's 2 different connections that have to work together.
Yeah, but
like,
what if you just go? I'm sorry, we're about to like nerd out.
No.
What if you just go on your Twitch and they just kind of stream from your Twitch?
They would still need good connection to make sure I come out well.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah, and like, cause I think they're set up too. Like, I don't know if their like computer or iPad that they play from also can feed the TV. Like it was just like all these little things that they're like, "Oh fuck." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's all it's technical and
Yeah, well, let's figure that out, Bodega. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. And so
come on, y'all.
But honestly,
real peas on deck too. Man.
But the fact that they were thinking about, like, the fact that it was in their meeting, the fact that they called me and asked me, "What does it take?" Like, us talking about these clubs that had no intention of doing it, that have way more means than the restaurant that's still trying to fucking push out food and push out drinks and all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So shout out Bodega as always. We love you guys. But it's interesting. A year down the road, like, how have these venues just been sitting?
Yeah, I mean, I work. So I work for BU in my other life, my 9 to 5, and like this conversation came up on a meeting the other day of like, how are we gonna shift the world and address the city? Let me say, and address all of these vacant commercial buildings and all of these fucking buildings that we had classes in. What are we gonna do with this? Are we gonna sell it? Are we gonna transition to recovery housing, or is this transitional housing? Are we, you know what I'm saying? Are we going to lease it? Like,
that's crazy.
All of these different conversations are happening. How is the MBTA treating transportation now that,
you know,
the
ridership?
Minute, bro. But I'm saying the ridership is down, 1, because of fare, 2, because people are just not working in the office. They're home now. You know what I'm saying? So like, how does that affect that? Do you forecast too far and fuck up the whole transportation plan 10 years from now? Like, so it's all these different questions. And that's I think it's relevant to all of our industries. You know what I'm saying?
It is. It's insane. I mean, I hope BU figures it out. I hope Spots figure it out.
They will. I mean, they got $1 trillion. So
yeah. That endowment.
Yeah. Shit, kick that shit back to my salary, yo. President Brown, if you listening.
I want to make sure I touch upon this. And we mentioned it like in the very beginning, but like that BMA DJ of the Year 2019. I mean, you got a million congratulations. Like, congratulations, even though it's been 2 years now.
Yeah, shout out to Smash Bros. 2020 DJ of the Year.
Winners. So, before you win, what was kind of just your opinion on it, if you had one? Yeah. What do you think it took to win? Talk me through the night of winning.
Okay.
And then talk me through what happened after you won.
Shit. I mean, before my perception of it was it's whatever. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that I'm a good DJ. I already know I'm a good DJ. I don't need the stamp. You know what I'm saying? I guess I was full of myself, but you know, it's a confidence in that aspect.
But no part of you was like, I would like to win this.
I think it really hit me like after people was like, yo, I'm voting for you. I'm voting for you. Like, yo, you gonna win, you know? And then as the time got closer, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna win this. Like, I think I'm gonna win this. Like, you know? And then the day of, it was really, I don't know. It's kind of, I guess I was kind of nervous at first. And then as the time.
Was there any doubt that night where you're like, yo, imagine like I really lose?
Nah, I felt like I was gonna win off rip. Like the night before, my Peter, Paul, the guy who runs Boston Music Awards, he hit me. He said, "Yo, I know your artist is performing." Shout out to Najee Janey. My artist was performing that year on the stage. He's like, "So I know you're gonna be there, but make sure you stay all night." I'm like, all right, like whatever, you know. So I ended up getting drunk. We at the bar lit, you know. Me, Dutch Rebel, like you know, all these different DJs, like the whole fucking what's it? It's Lit Boston podcast. Like we drunk as fuck, and you know when it comes across the screen, it's like for DJ of the year, Slick Vic, Smash Bros, DJ. I was like, okay, all right. So there was a video circulating. My man Kiss posted it, and like you know, I had a fucking shot in the air. You know, like they're like Real P and the winner is. I'm like Real P, this nigga is Real P. And I'm like Real P, and shit went crazy. It went crazy. Motherfuckers was jumping off legendary. The stage. Yeah, so it was dope. You know, after it felt kind of surreal. You know, it was like. Shit, I won something.
Like, at that point, you were still creeping on a 20-year career. At that point, was there reflection? Like, was it?
I mean, I was the first like DJ award I ever won. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be an athlete in my past life, so I won like basketball awards. In my rapping days, we won 2 urban music awards. You know, as rappers, but like DJing, my first love. Like, this was the first award I've ever been recognized for DJing. I'm like. This is kind of ill, yo. Like this, like I put it in my studio. Like I was showing my son. My son was taking pictures with it. I'm like, you know, this is my Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful for all the people that voted. You know, it meant a lot more just to know that the people voted for me. Right. It wasn't no committee. Right. I was like, oh, we like Real P, so pick him. It was like, nah, the people actually like, yo, he put in work this year. He was in all these different spaces. Right. You know, he made safe spaces for us to party. Like, he's our DJ of the year. So.
No, yeah. I mean, I was someone who voted for you. I was one of the people that texted you and was like, yo, you're going to win this shit. Like,
I mean, in 2020, you know, when the nominations came out.
Yeah, you showed the love back.
Yeah, and it wasn't even on no political shit. Like, I got to show the love because the Snacks be showing love. Like, I really meant it. Like, you should have been nominated.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You should have won, honestly. Like, even though you weren't nominated for 2020 DJ of the year.
I mean, that's not my beef. Like, and I know at the end of the day, and this was something that you had talked about when we originally recorded this, is that obviously you need to be in the same room as those people. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know, something I need to work on is just like, again, continuing the networking, continuing just being the places that I need to be. Like, I don't know Paul. I don't know who Paul is. You know what I mean? Like, so.
And Paul would love you, and you would love Paul. You know what I'm saying? And Paul's one of those cats, like, you see him and you wouldn't think that he runs Boston Music Awards.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's just walking around. He's in the crowd enjoying the shit, too. Like, this is the fucking award show.
Yeah.
You know, but he's a real humble dude. And a lot of these cats who make these decisions are cool cats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll throw a name out there, like Leeds. You know, like, Leeds is one of those cats where the perception is like, yo, fuck Leeds. He don't give a fuck about the city. He don't open Middle East and Sonia for people. But if you really meet with Leeds and you come correct as a business person, he's all for it. Right. Like, this is for artists? Fuck it. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people got to get out of that mindset. Not to say you're in that mindset, but people have to remember, like, these are regular motherfuckers too. Like, but these people are business people. You know what I'm saying? So you need to come correct.
Yeah. And you were talking, like, when you had posted that and we were talking about it, like, you know, I'm sure there's tons of people deserving to be nominated. There's so many great DJs. Absolutely. We're just talking about how skilled of a city we are in terms of DJs. But at the end of the day, you do need to, you know, be in the same room as the people that you need to be in the correct room with. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, I appreciate the kind words and the consideration and everything like that. But I don't know Paul. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I don't know Paul.
And it wasn't about knowing him for me to get nominated. I don't know. Probably was. Maybe.
No, I mean, well,
fucking else.
no. I'm just saying. I think it's more of just like the metaphor that like they probably don't know who I am.
Don't know
so
who
how
you
can
are.
they nominate me?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
but in they need to do a better job at that. And me and Paul have had that conversation of like they have a nomination committee of 60 people. What does that committee look like?
Right.
Are there black and brown people
Absolutely.
on there? Are there Latinos on there? Are there women on there?
Right.
Like,
1,000%.
So we need to have those people in those spaces, just like we talk about the Grammys, just like we talk about the Oscars.
Exactly.
Even though this is a local, regional thing, like, speaking of, I'm spitballing right now,
Go ahead.
but Boston Music Awards is opening up to the New England region for next year. So
it's gonna be the New England Music Awards.
I believe so.
Wow. That's huge.
Or they might separate it, like Rhode Island Music Awards, Connecticut.
Because there's a
Music
lot of love in
Awards.
Rhode Island. I know you know a bunch of cats in Rhode Island.
So
as well.
I say that to say you're not gonna get nominated again next year. 'Cause
Probably
there's gonna be too many DJs.
Probably not. I'm gonna make my own award show at this point. No, but
yeah, no. So I mean, they're gonna do. They're already doing a better job at that, at recognizing talent that you may not know about or we may not know about. So yeah, just keep consistent, really.
Yeah, but shout out to them for putting Boston.
Absolutely.
We talk so much on this podcast about how much talent Boston has and the recognition that we need. So shout out to them for even making an award show to be able to amplify these people at all.
And that's one award show. I see a lot of motherfuckers complaining when they don't win. Like, fuck this award show. Like, this is one award show, fam. You can make your own award show. Like, you can hype your shit up and make it a credentialed award show if you want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I hate hearing DJs, hearing artists, photographers, like, fuck, I should have been nominated. Like, I should have won. Who the fuck is this? Like, you don't know what these people be doing for work. So just keep your head down and work, man.
No doubt. And I know you said that you couldn't really flex the award muscle in 2020, but did you see, like, any, like, almost immediate differences of how people came up to you?
Absolutely.
What was that like?
Oh shit! I mean, the bag went up.
Of course.
Off rip.
Of course. Like you don't. That's like what is it when 3 6 Mafia was carrying the what award did they get? It wasn't a Grammy. It was like an Oscar or something. Cause
it
was an Oscar, right?
For Hustle and Flow.
Yeah. So like how they were like walking around the club with it and shit. Like
nigga, the bag's going up, bro. And for me, it's like, I love my promoter friends, but if you can't respect that, then I can't work with you. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm taking your gig and I'm not taking this one that's tripling your bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, if this is not really a good situation for me, monetary wise, or even just like not even my vibe, I'm not gonna do it.
Right. 1,000%.
And I think I've afforded myself that, not even just off winning the award. I think just off longevity and just being a real nigga at the end of the day.
Of course. No, absolutely. Another key thing that I definitely want to add as well is you being a father.
Yeah.
Right. And you show your kids off all the time, beautiful children. And I think, your family's beautiful, and I think people love the fact that you're able to be a great father while maintaining this, lifestyle, lifestyle, I guess, but like profession that can
lifestyle.
come with a rough lifestyle.
This shit's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
bro.
And so can you just speak, we've had a bunch of DJs on here, but I think you're the only father that we've had. I think.
Damn, niggas.
Pretty sure, right? Yeah, I think
niggas don't be fucking, huh? Shit, y'all niggas gotta fuck more, bro. What?
Oh God!
You had at least 10 DJs on here, bro.
Huh?
they be pulling out. Oh, they smarter than me. That's what you're saying.
Pull up game's immaculate. I mean, one of the sponsors is Magnum. But yeah, you're the only DJ father. And I would just love. I think the people would appreciate just kind of what that's been like, the sacrifices, the achievements, the opportunities. All
I
that
mean,
stuff.
it's been mad sacrifices. I think last time I was here, I was telling
Tell
you
the
about
story.
Bruno
Tell the story.
Mars.
Tell the story. It's a fucking awesome story.
No, so my man hit me to a Bruno Mars situation. When he on his tour, he came to Boston, and I had the honor of doing his pre-party and part of the post-party as well. Killed it 2 days in a row. He had back-to-back shows. Met him. He met my son. Like, it was his birthday too. It just so happened. Insane. And like, he came out his dressing room on his birthday, dapped up my son. It was like, wow, he didn't have to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we hit it off in that aspect. He probably don't even remember the interaction, but
Right.
like I killed the fucking pre-party playing all types of shit, playing disco, playing oldies.
And that's the thing, people
playing,
don't
like,
realize these pre-parties be like,
they be
Ra-
lit.
Well, but they be random people though. It's
Yeah.
not just like it's not a like how we would think of as a party necessarily.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You have execs, you have
Yeah.
venue people, you have
Absolutely.
whatever.
You have VIPs. It's the
You have
VIPs
VIP,
per
yeah.
se. You know what I'm saying? And all of the workers there were like, at the end of the gig, were like, "Yo, at these pre-parties when we have DJs, no one dances. Like, we were dancing. Everyone was dancing. You're the best fucking DJ we've ever had here. You know." And, you hear that a lot as a DJ when you go to venue. You're like, all right, cool, thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let me pack up. Let me get the fuck out of here,
Right.
And then my man calls me the next day like, yo, like, word is getting around that you were killing that shit. Like, yo, we need you on the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was supposed to be on Bruno's tour, the West Coast leg, some Midwest shows.
Fucking crazy.
Doing the pre-parties, and then, like, maybe, if there's dead space between you be on the stage doing sets,
Oh,
and
I'm still getting. I remember the first time you told me this, I was getting crazy chills, and I'm still getting them. Like,
so, like, I was super excited, obviously.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars
And
is
thing
one of
is,
the biggest
and thing
artists
is,
in the world.
if people have seen you play like Bruno's like funky, even pop, even rock, like you fit
I
that
fit that
very
mold.
well.
Yes,
like,
yes.
like I'm not surprised you killed his pre-party set at all. And I think
that was my lane.
this would have been
Mhm.
like it's not like like I gotta go on a whole trap tour and like it's just part of my like this would.
And I'll be
like,
honest, I mean, the bag wasn't immaculate at all, but it was the experience.
Of
They
course,
were going to cover lodging, travel.
you were gonna you were about to travel the country, to DJ.
So, long story short, like I said, I love fucking. I can't pull out. So my wife was pregnant at the time with my second child.
And how many months in was she at that time?
She was like 9.
Yeah,
she had to be close to 9.
Yeah,
she was ready to pop.
She was pregnant.
Like, I would have been on the road and like got a call and been like, "Yo, I need to fly back home." You know what I'm saying? And while she was supportive, she was like, "Yeah, you could do it."
Wow.
Nah. I know my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know when she's like, "Yeah, do it to make you happy," but like it's not making me happy. And for me, I just couldn't. We built a connection. I was looking forward to my second son. Not to say my first son I wasn't looking forward, but I was young. I was really experiencing my dad mode, like really loving the pregnancy, loving this whole situation. I felt like I couldn't leave at that moment. You know what I'm saying? And I broke it to my man. He's like, "Yo, you fucking up, bro." It's like, yeah, I probably am fucking up. You're right, but
I don't think anyone would say that you made the wrong choice.
yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone was like,
No one would say that. But
no, that's not what I mean. No, that's not what I mean. Like even me, I'm like, because that's why, again, knowing the story from our last record, that's why I was like, wait, remind them how, if she was she's 2 months pregnant.
Oh, no. Yeah, she was ready.
They're like, okay, I can go away for a few months and like,
I'll be back. You be
she
all
is
right.
9 months pregnant. Like, I want
Yeah.
people to know that, like,
Yeah.
she was ready to pop. Like this, you could have left tomorrow, the next day, whatever,
day.
and then you could have hopped on a flight to maybe catch the birth. Like,
Yeah.
no.
But funny story. So fast forwarding, I was still late when she went in labor.
Bruh.
I bought a ticket to the TDE concert, Kendrick, all of them. And,
And that's when it
I
happened.
had to go. And I was stuck at the end of the concert. Literally, my man Malachi, my white boy Steve was in the back seat. Who getting, how the fucking Xfinity Center after a concert.
Oh, you're at Xfinity
The parking
Center?
lot is
oh,
like,
my God.
I was last in line. Literally just got in my car.
Oh.
My wife called me like, "My water broke." I was like, "Oh shit!" I didn't say a damn thing that entire ride. Like, my head was
You're
going
shook.
crazy.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like,
And so you went straight
fuck.
to the hospital.
Hell yeah. I went in the crib. Like, I didn't even drop them off. Like, I pulled up to my crib and they took an Uber to wherever they were going. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pulled up to my
Oh,
crib.
so
and
you
got
so
out.
you still took her to the hospital? Or no? She
Oh,
was
yeah.
already in the hospital.
No, she was at home.
Oh, so she
She thugged it out. You know what I'm saying?
that
But-
must have been maybe 2 hours.
It was like an hour and a half. But
Oh,
when your
she-
water
she-
breaks,
she
so what
thugged
I
it out.
learned,
I don't know shit. I obviously don't have kids. Yeah.
what I learned, and this is to say, like, my second child, I learned a lot. I didn't know it was my
Right.
first child. I was 22. Like, it's lit. I'm having a kid. What the fuck? I don't want, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But I learned that, the water breaks, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, it's not like the baby's going to slide out. It's just letting you know that, like, time is coming.
Baby's not gonna slide. Okay, I'm just taking notes. I just want to make sure I got all this.
So it's just letting you know, like, the time is approaching.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
There's still plenty of time. They still got to check the diameter of all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, me, I'm like, water broke. Oh, shit, the baby's going to be on the bed. Oh, my God. Yo, hurry up. And I get home, and I'm rushing. She's like, relax. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, let's go. Let's go.
That would have
She's
been
like,
me too.
I'm good. Like, just chill.
Wow.
Our son's sleeping. Like, you're making too much noise. So
wow, that's fucking crazy.
So I ended up not going on tour, but I was at a tour when my son was born.
You probably would have been more on time if you actually went to
Absolutely. Absolutely. We just flew in, right?
Damn, that's wild. I mean, but like I said, I think, as someone who, like, one of my dreams is to go on tour and DJ. Like, but I do think you made the right decision.
I appreciate that.
And like I said, you have, a beautiful family, and shout out to your wife. Shout out to all DJ wives.
Absolutely.
Like,
strong.
We're terrible people to deal with.
We are, man. I mean, and shout out to any creative's wife, any creative's husband. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ado knows the vibe.
Yeah, it's hard to be that other person. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the time, like, creatives attract non-creatives. Like, I love my wife, but she's not a creative at all. Like, and she knows that, and she's cool with that. But there is that kind of tug of war of, like, when is it time for you to be creative, and when is it time for you to sit the fuck down and chill and be boring with me, per se. You know what I'm saying? So it's that struggle, but she's awesome. She keeps me grounded. She feeds me and shit, so I love that.
I'm trying to find me a wife like that, bro.
Get you a queen, dog.
That's what I'm saying. I'm working on it.
Buckle down, man.
Dude, it's not me. It's actually, I mean, it 1,000% is me. But it's like, I come with a lot, you know what I'm saying? Wait
till your contract years are over. Wait.
That too, but that's when I'm losing my max contract year. I'm just at the crib, being all Marvin's roomy and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Staring at the wall.
Yeah, I'm like,
what could have been?
This Ado, 2020, the way me and you tag team and everything going crazy. Let's do it, man. Oh God. But
y'all saying tag? I don't know the connotation of that. I was like, niggas is running train.
Ado's getting the venue. I was breaking the venues in half.
Okay. Well, he ain't never booked Real P, so I don't know.
Now he knows.
We gonna see.
I've been putting him on like all these DJs that like I've been getting on, and like he's been put on like crazy, and he's like oh shit, like this dude's really smart. Like because the last week's episode, it was me and him just kind of reflecting on how to develop a podcast and everything we're doing. And he was, one of the things he was talking about was like, yo, like, I didn't know that real DJs really talk about this shit, and like really like this whole conversation was like a real DJ conversation. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I have never heard, like, and I'm like, that's why I picked the DJs to come here. These are real DJs. You know what I'm saying? I
really enjoyed the episode with you, Stams, Cammy.
Toomey.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, that was just like literally that's our group chat. Like, we just like, whether it be shitting on shit or like uplifting each other or just trying to push each other, like that's all we do. And you know how it is, like surrounding yourself with people like that, like-minded people. And we always said like, yo, like this should just like we need to get you guys on the podcast because that's just what the group chat is. And so there'll be recurring characters for sure. But yeah, man, I mean, it was a huge pleasure to get you back on.
No, it was awesome, man. You you shitted on me and erased my last episode and shit, but it's cool. It worked out. And I feel like we've built chemistry organically over that time, like I said, my hair's grown since then, so like I look different, I feel different, our interaction is different, so I appreciate that. And we're gonna work on things in the future, absolutely, together. And I just want to take the time to say, you inspire me all the time. Same here, you know what I mean? And seeing what you do and how long you've done it is something that I strive for, and I hope to be able to do just as well as you do. And I think I speak for a lot of people. And I think, when you post and when you do things, it's always pushing the culture forward. And I think that's really important, especially these days. It's what we need. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just want to keep inspiring me too, bro. I get super excited, I'm like, oh shit, Snacks drop something, I gotta listen. I be dissecting, man. Like I said, I'm a student, so no doubt. I love to see like where you're going with it, what what the transition is, what key, what pitch you're going. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to all that shit, and I know you do too.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely, man. Is there anything else you want to like plug? Anything you're working on? Where people can find you? All that stuff.
Man, find me at DJ Real P. Follow my show Sundays Are for Soul every Sunday. Spark FM app, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot of shit. I'm doing a lot of shit behind the scenes, like, you know, working with Boston Foundation. Shout out to G Valentino, the King Boston crew. So doing that, trying to create a safe space and a creative space for the Black and brown people. You know what I'm saying? So that's really been my focus for the past few years. You know, so I'm just gonna continue that.
Word. That's dope, man. Yeah, so please, everybody, again, follow him at DJ Real P.
Yes, sir.
Tune into his Sunday radio show on Spark FM, on the app, on the website. Definitely check that out. As always, follow our producers at Dope Entertainment Official. Follow me at Gimme Snacks. Follow the podcast on Instagram at But I Know the DJ. And we'll be continuously coming at you weekly with dope content, dope guests, and just so much more to talk about as we go on. So thank you so much for supporting, and we'll see you next time.